Hello everyone. So today I'm going to be doing an album review of Linkin Park's From Zero album. This is the 8th studio album by Linkin Park. It features the new vocalist Emily Armstrong, and this album is the first Linkin Park album I ever went through. So I'm a fairly new fan. Released in November of 2024. And I'm going to give a review of it. Give you my honest review of this album. Going track by track, what I like, what I don't like. Okay? Now, let's first start off with the new vocalist. The new vocalist sparked some controversy about certain affiliations, certain things from a few years ago, defending a certain person. You know what I'm talking about. But I had to pause to regain my train of thought. I just completely went blank. But it obviously was very controversial with her affiliations, when things went public. But Emily Armstrong was originally the singer for Dead Sarah. I never really got too much into Dead Sarah. I like a few of their songs. The first Dead Sarah song I heard was Anybody. And my favorite one currently, I haven't gone through any albums, but I've heard a few songs. My favorite one is Good Times, currently off their 2021 album. But she left that, and now she is the vocalist for Linkin Park. Now, this album is it's consistent, but not at the same exact time, if that makes any sense. Now, also, I'm known for doing stuff like rap. These two albums, I have full album reviews for. I have Flower Boy on my wall, but I also have this on my wall. This is the album that sparked my love for this genre and made it become my favorite genre, rap, rock and metal music. That's my favorite genre. And after going through this album, Linkin Park became my favorite band, and it convinced me to buy Linkin Park tickets for August 11th at United Center in Chicago. I'm going. It's going to be my first ever concert. I wanted to see Billy Idol perform with Joan Jett, but Linkin Park, I ain't gonna complain. So, now let's go track by track, explain what I like, what I don't like, now that, some of the backstory is over. Now, we start off with the intro from Zero. It's very nice vocals. When I heard it, I was like, this doesn't really sound like Linkin Park. Before this, I only heard, like, the really mainstream ones, like Numb, Faint, In the End, What I've Done, like, those kind of songs. I'm like, this doesn't sound like it. But then I realized it was an intro. It doesn't need to sound like it. It's literally 20 seconds. Like, I was kind of stupid. Then we go on to the Emptiness Machine. The Emptiness Machine, it starts off with Mike giving a verse and then laying down the hook before a little section of, the instruments. And then we get Emily. I loved Emily's part in this song. This is the first song I obviously heard from this new group. So I was hooked from the first song I heard. I love when the, beat gets less chaotic and you just hear Emily scream for like a second. That gave me goosebumps. I rarely get goosebumps listening to music. That gave me goosebumps. I love Emily's scream, and this is gonna be something that's gonna become a theme. Is me just loving how she screams. It's perfect. But then we go on to Cut the Bridge. In my opinion, one of the weaker songs. It kind of feels like a filler between the, amazing opening, and then you go to the fourth song, technically the third song, if you don't include the intro, which is, the boom, this is, what she can do, okay? Don't doubt her. Cut the Bridge just kind of feels pretty kind of mediocre, in my opinion. You get the Emptiness Machine, which is all the way up here, and then Cut the Bridge is kind of, down here. Mike is using basically the same lyrics as Burn It Down in this song, just slightly different, slightly tweaked. So it feels like something we got before. Like when I heard Linkin Park is getting a new vocalist, I wanted to hear something different, but Cut the Bridge kind of feels like the same old, the same thing they've been doing since, like, what, that would be, like, I think 2009, I think that album was released. I'll actually go check. Okay, I was wrong. It was 2012. I knew it was in 2007, because I know that's when Minutes to Midnight dropped. But it was 2012. It just feels like, stuff we've gotten before, and I wanted to hear something a little bit different. Mike has obviously matured since Chester passed away. He's obviously matured. He's older. I think he's almost like 50, or he might actually be 50 now. But Emily doesn't do bad on this song. It's just, it feels too much like Chester, which I didn't want to hear from Emily. I didn't want to hear Chester and Emily. I wanted to hear parts of Linkin Park in Emily, not Chester, if that makes, sense. I don't want her to copy Chester, is how I view it. Then we go on to the fourth song, Heavy is the Crown. Heavy is the Crown. Obviously, it has one of the longest screams in Linkin Park's history. It's only a second less than the longest scream by Chester and Given Up. I absolutely love this song. This was the second song I heard. I didn't go through this full album at first. It was only about 2-3 months ago I went through this full album. But you get an energetic Mike performance from Mike, and Emily just absolutely kills that scream. This is what you asked for. Just holding that out for, I think, like 16, 17 seconds is absolutely incredible. I've seen the, inside the studios. Wow. She killed that, like, actually. So, that's insane. Next up, we got Over Each Other. This song is only Emily. This is, I believe, the only song that is strictly Emily. Mike does not make an appearance. It was originally a Mike demo. I actually, if I'm thinking of the right thing, I think I would like to hear the Mike demo of it. But this is, you know, a good song that it's what you expect from a Linkin Park song. It's the tier you expect, if that makes sense. It's not higher, it's not lower. It's perfectly there. It's not a skip. But, like, you know, you wouldn't go out of your way. You wouldn't go completely out of your way, you know. You're listening to, you know, Hybrid Theory, and then you're like, oh, wow, I want to listen to, you know, Emily Armstrong era. And then you're going to click on Over Each Other. You're not going to do that. You're going to find it, you know, another song. But, like, if Over Each Other comes on, you're not going to skip it. Like, that's just my take. Like, if you're listening to the full album, you're not skipping this song. It's just, I wouldn't go out of my way, is how I view it. Next up, we got the heaviest song in Casualty. As soon as I heard, all right, get your screamy pants on, I was like, oh my god, yes. And then I hear Casualty. Let me out, set me free. I know all the secrets you keep. That just got me immediately hooked, and I'm like, oh my god, yes. And then Mike comes in. He's, you know, got this, you know, angry energy, and I'm like, yes, this is the song. This is the song that I was looking for. I really wanted something like this. In my opinion, this is a perfect song, and this is a song that, like, grew on me quite a bit. Because originally I loved it, but, like, there was a few nitpicks. Like, the production sounded, you know, a little bit weird, in my mind. But it immediately grew on me. Like, this song is a song that I consider to be close to perfect, and that's just that. Like, I don't think that's, here's the thing with the Linkin Park fan base. You either love Casualty or you hate it. And I haven't seen it in between. Like, I don't know. Alright, next up is track 7. We got Overflow. This is the last song I heard from this era of Linkin Park. I skipped over it after that intro. It kind of sounded weird to me. I wasn't, you know, I didn't really want to hear it at the time of going through it. And then I listened to it and I was like, it's alright. Like, I don't really love how calm it is. Like, you go from Over Each Other, it's calm, you know. Actually, that's what I mean by the consistent but not. The Emptiness Machine. And then Cut the Bridge. They're both pretty similar levels. Then Heavy as the Crown. Heavy as the Crown is a higher level of aggression than Over Each Other. It's down. Casualty, it's all the way up here. All the way this high. And then Overflow, it's down here. It's not really consistent. And then we go on to the next few songs and I'll show where they kind of are. But it just didn't really, after hearing screaming for literally 2.5 minutes, I wanted to hear, you know, a little bit higher too. I wanted, if they're gonna go down, be up here, not down here, because then it's just up here and then immediately down here instead of boom, boom, like going down slightly. They could have reorganized this track list and it would have been probably way better of an experience. Like, put I Gave You Everything I Have after Casualty, and then after that, like, Two-Faced, and then, like, Overflow, then Stay, then Good Things Go. That's a good, you know, gradual decline in energy. Instead of, wow, here we go. Also, Over Each Other could also go down towards, Near Stained. Because then it's up here and then, you go lower. Or they could have just done it the opposite way. Get more energy as the album progresses. But that's just, like, my critique with it. It's just the placing of it. It's a good song, but, like, the placing of it ruins it. Because it's in between Casualty and Two-Faced. Like, Two-Faced is pretty high energy, and then Casualty is, really aggressive. And then you get Overflow that's just, like, not it. Like, it's not either of those things. It's not even, like, any part of those things. Overflow just feels like an odd placement in the track list, and that's why I don't love it. If I'm in the mood for it, I'll listen to it. If I'm in the mood for, like, calm Linkin Park, I'll listen to Overflow and then skip everything else. But, like, if I'm going from, first track to the last track, it kind of sets it off. It's not, like, it doesn't make sense in my head. Like, I get sometimes, like, especially in music, I'm actually in band for my school. We're about to do a concert in 2 days. Actually, wait, hold up. On May 14th, it's May 12th. Okay, yeah. On Wednesday, May 14th, we're about to do a concert. Our first thing is, really high energy, and then the second one, it's, a soft duet, and then the third one, our last piece, is the longest, I wouldn't say the most high energy, but, like, it's higher energy than the middle one. So that's kind of this situation, which I wouldn't do if I was, if I had control over the track list, I wouldn't do it like this. That's just me, I guess. But next up, we got Two-Faced. Two-Faced is a song I fell in love with since the start. Since I first heard it, it hasn't gone up. It's not gone down. It's stayed right where it's at. In my opinion, it's like number 2 or 3 on this track list. It is so amazing of, a song. And, I also love, the little outro part. Is that what it is? That's what it is. So I also love that they do that over this whole album. They do that quite a bit. I'm trying to think of what songs over each other they do it. Two-Face, they do it. There's a few others. But it's the perfect amount of energy that I expect from a Linkin Park song. And it really... The order I heard the songs was The Emptiness Machine, Heavy as the Crown, then Two-Face. Two-Face is the one that got me hooked. The other ones, I was like, okay. And then Two-Face came in, and I'm like, oh my god. This is perfect. So, that's how I, saw it. And then, the next song is Stain. If you would have asked me, if this song was released a few years ago, I would have said this would be my favorite song. Right now, it's probably my third least favorite. Like, none of these songs are bad. Stained just, again, bad placement. It's in between Two-Face and I Gave You Everything I Have. 2 pretty high energy performance songs. Like, bro, it's not... Tracklist placement doesn't make sense on this album at all. Stained is a pretty calm song. And it's a very, I think, spacey. like, listen, you know, it's very, the production doesn't do too much. It's just there, and it's like a calm song. It's a pretty good song to just throw on if you just want to, like, almost like a late night drive kind of song. It's pretty, like, that's probably the most late night drive type of song on this album is Stained. Then we go on to I Gave You Everything I Have. I love the intro of this part, like that little, I think, sample. And then you get the raw vocals of Emily screaming, I gave you everything I have. Yeah, 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 yeah. Ignore my singing. I'm currently sick. And when I say sick, I mean I'm like dying. I'm supposed to be at school right now. I'm dead. But it's very high energy. It's just a great, great song. That I have probably listened to the song more than any other song on this album. Probably. Looking at the track list, I've probably listened to the song more than any other. So, that should tell you how I feel about it. And then we're on to the outro, which is Good Things Go. This is a very similar feel to Over Each Other, which is track 5. This is track 11. Great song. I love, because it's the outro, it doesn't feel abrupt. It doesn't feel like boom, whoa, like it's not going like this the entire track list. It's up here, down here, down. Like it's not like a roller coaster. Like it's not. I Gave You Everything I Have, and then Good Things Go. Yes, but then there's not anything after to go again. That's what I mean with consistency, but it's not. It's consistent, but it's not at the exact same time. That's what I mean. But Good Things Go, very nice song, very similar to Over Each Other. I actually thought they were the same song at one point, because they're very similar production. And I clicked on Good Things Go, and I'm like, okay, where's the, this is the letter that I didn't write? Where is that? Why is it a different line? You know, like, it's very similar they're very similar to each other. So if you love Over Each Other, you'll love Good Things Go. Like, I just don't know which one I like more. Probably Over Each Other, maybe. But they're very similar songs. Mike is on this one as well. So it's like, it's basically Over Each Other, but with Mike. That's how I would put that. So I wouldn't look at you funny if you said, you know, one was better than the other. I wouldn't look at you funny. But that's going to conclude it. I give this album a 8.5 out of 10 is what I give this album. This was, you know, the first Linkin Park album I listened to in full. And in my opinion, a great introduction. I just listened to Hybrid Theory, the full album. I haven't listened to, however you say the second album's name, Metara. I don't know, but so you'll probably see more Linkin Park album reviews from now on, but that's gonna conclude it. I'll see y'all next time. Peace out.